Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Software Engineering. I'm Zhang Shuang from Software College, Northeastern University. Today, we are going to learn maintenance programmer. When we talk about maintenance, we should understand that maintenance is very difficult. About 67% of the total cost of product accrues during the maintenance phase. So that means maintenance is a major income source for software organizations. Well, even today, many organizations assign maintenance to some unsupervised beginners or less competent programmers. So surely it's not right. Let's see what is required of maintenance programmers. Maintenance is one of the most difficult aspects of software production because maintenance incorporates aspects of all other phases. Let's suppose that a fault report is handed to a maintenance programmer. What tools does the maintenance programmer have to find the fault? Now the maintenance programmer have the fault report filed by the user and the source code, and often nothing else. So we find that it is really a hard job. And to maintain the software system, maintenance programmer must have superb debugging skills. The fault may lie anywhere within the product, and the original cause of the fault might lie in the by now non-existing specification or design documents. So let's discuss it in more detail. Okay. Corrective maintenance. The maintenance programmer is supposed to do the corrective maintenance for the software system. And very luckily, the maintenance programmer has located the fault. So now the problem is how to fix it without introducing a regression fault. How to minimize regression faults? Surely the maintenance programmer should consult the detailed document for product as a whole and consult the detailed document for each individual module. But what usually happens is that there's no documentation at all. And even though some documentation is available, documentation is incomplete. And even the documentation is fault itself. So the maintenance programmer must deduce from the source code itself all the information needed to avoid introducing a regression fault. Now the programmer changes the source code and tests that the modification works correctly, use specially constructed test cases, and he checked for regression faults, use stored test data, and add specially constructed test cases to store test data for future regression testing. So these are what is supposed to do by the maintenance programmer for corrective maintenance. So we find that the major skills required for corrective maintenance will include superb diagnostic skills with the users and clients to make them understand what's happening, and the superb testing skills, and also superb documentation skills. So we find that it seems that the maintenance programmer is supposed to do everything. Then let's discuss about adaptive and perfective maintenance. The maintenance programmer must go through the phase of requirements, specifications, design, implementation, and integration for adaptive and perfective maintenance. And the programmers will have to use the existing product as a starting point. And when the programs are developed, specifications are produced by specification experts. And designers are produced by designer experts, And implementation is performed by implementation experts. Integration is performed by integration experts. Testing is performed by testing experts. And documentation is produced by documentation experts. This is what happened during the phase of development. But during the phase of maintenance, every maintenance programmer needs to be expert in specifications, design, implementation, integration, testing, and documentation. So that means the maintenance programmer must be expert in all such kind of skills. So we find that the maintenance programmer have to possess almost every technical skill that a software professional could have. Well, it is so hard to do maintenance and so high requirements for maintenance programmer. But what are the rewards of maintenance? It is very sad to say that maintenance is a thankless task in every way. Maintainers deal with dissatisfied users. If the user were happy, the product would not need maintenance. And the user problems are often caused by the individuals who develop the product, not the maintainer. So that means the maintainers have to cover the problems or to correct the bugs which was caused by developers. It's not caused by the maintainers. And the code itself may be badly written, adding to the frustration of the maintainer. And the maintenance is looked down by many software developers. So we find that maintenance is really not a happy job. But even today, many organizations assign maintenance to some unsupervised beginners and less competent programmers. Well, this is the current status of maintenance. Of course, it is not right. So how can this situation be changed? Management must understand that maintenance is a challenge, and good maintenance is critical for the success of the organization. So managers must restrict maintenance tasks to their best programmers with all skills needed to perform maintenance. And since the maintenance programmers are their best, surely they should be paid accordingly, because they're best and they are doing the hardest job. Well, let's discuss a case of maintenance. There is a country. The country is productive for many temperate fruit. And the temperate fruit is one of the major income for the government. So they got a committee to take charge of all such kind of issues of exporting temperate fruit. And the committee think it will be good to develop a software system to manage their exporting fruits. And at that time, there are exactly 7 temperate fruits, such as apples, cherries, and so on. Later on, there are 1 more fruit for exporting. And then the governor asked the maintainers to extend the system to include 1 more fruit. Well, because the previous software system is coded for exactly 7 temperate fruit, the maintainers take great trouble to extend the software system to support 1 more fruit. But sometimes later, the governor tells the maintainer happily that their committee is going to in charge of 26 additional fruits. So that means he hopes the software system can handle 26 more fruits for them. The maintainer tells the governor honestly that it will be impossible. If they want to support some more fruits. Maybe they can develop a new software system. But the governor cannot understand it completely. So the governor just tells the maintainer, why don't you just do the same thing 26 times again? As a software person, we know that it cannot be just solved in that way, right? So from this case, we find that the problems of the software system is really not caused by the maintainer. It's caused by the developers. But the maintainers have to deal with the problem that is caused by someone else. So from previous discussion, we find that to maintain a software system is really a hard job. And superb skills are required for maintenance. So that means only the best one will be competent for maintenance. So the software organization should take maintenance an important issue. They should try their best to help their best programmers to handle maintenance and then pay them accordingly. Well, okay, so from this case, we got some lessons to learn. Actually, the problem was caused by the developer, not the maintainer. The maintainer is often responsible for fixing other people's mistakes. And the client frequently does not understand that maintenance can be difficult, all but impossible. This is exacerbated when previous apparently similar perfective and adaptive maintenance tasks have been carried out, and all software development activities must be performed with an eye on future maintenance. So now we understand that maintenance is really very hard. It requires superb skills. And we find that only good programmers will be competent for maintenance. So every software organization should try their best to have their best programmers to handle maintenance and pay them accordingly. Only in this way can make sure that the software system can serve the users and client properly, and have the client and the users trust and have confidence on them. And only with good maintenance service can the software organization get chances for future development. Okay, so much for this point.